Hello and welcome to Newswatch. I'm AJ Feldman. Emmanuel AME Church is opening its doors 1 week after the shooting massacre. Reporter Ciara Lucas is live in South Carolina at the scene of the church service. Ciara?
Thanks, AJ. I'm outside of the historic Emmanuel AME Church, also known as Mother Emmanuel, where just 1 week ago, 9 people were killed inside during a Bible study when a gunman opened fire. Hundreds of people have gathered here today to attend the first service that's happening after this tragedy unfolded. Among the victims included the church's pastor, Reverend Clemente Pickney, who is the pastor for the past 5 years and was also a South Carolina state senator. As you're about to see, the pews inside of the church are absolutely filled with people celebrating the lives of those that were lost. The churchgoers were prepared to worship despite the horrific event that took place inside just last week. The room was full of emotions. Some were happy, but of course there was also a great deal of grief as those remembered the victims that were taken so suddenly. And the family members were of course located at the front of the service so they could remember their loved ones. Now, just because this tragedy happened last week, these church doors are opening and the spirits are remaining high during these hard times in Charleston. AJ?
Now, Ciara, a week later, is there any idea about how the shooter got a hold of a gun?
Great question, AJ. The FBI is saying that the background check system in this case has just absolutely failed. The shooter is 21-year-old Dylan Roof, and he should have not been able to acquire a gun due to a previous drug charge found on his record. But after inaccurate paperwork, Roof was able to slip by that system and get a gun. But as I said before, the community spirits are remaining high and church activities are all opening and going according to schedule as if it didn't happen. There's a great sense of spirit and love in this community. Reporting live from Charleston for Newswatch, I'm Ciara Lucas. AJ, back to you.
Thanks, Ciara. When we come back, an epidemic. Sloths are falling to their death when they think their arms are tree branches. Stay with us. Hello and welcome to Newswatch. I'm AJ Feldman. Emmanuel AME Church is reopening its doors 1 week after the shooting massacre. Reporter Ciara Lucas is live in South Carolina at the scene of the church service. Ciara?
Thanks, AJ. I'm outside of the historic Emmanuel AME Church, also known as Mother Emmanuel, where just 1 week ago, 9 people were killed inside when a gunman opened fire during a Bible study. Hundreds of people have gathered here today to participate in the first service since that tragedy unfolded. Among the victims includes the church's pastor, Clemente Pickney, who was the pastor for the past 5 years and also a South Carolina state senator. As you're about to see, the pews inside of this church are absolutely filled with churchgoers prepared to worship despite the horrific event that happened in this church just last week. The room is full of emotions, people joyously singing hymns and celebrating the lives that were lost, but there's also a great deal of grief as they remember how soon those victims lost their lives and how tragic that event unfolded. Now, the family members of those victims are located at the front of the service to remember their loved ones. Now, despite this tragedy, the community here is absolutely filled with love and hope, and they are not allowing the tragedy to shut their church's doors. AJ?
Now, Ciara, is there any idea of how the shooter got a hold of a gun?
AJ, the FBI is saying that the background check system in this case just absolutely failed. The shooter is 21-year-old Dylan Roof, who should have not been able to get a gun due to a previous drug charge on his record. But after inaccurate paperwork, he was able to slip by that system and acquire a gun. But as I said before, the community is not letting this tragedy get them down. The church doors are open and all activities will begin immediately, and spirits are high, and there is a lot of faith this community has in each other. Reporting live from Charleston for Newswatch, I'm Ciara Lucas. AJ, back to you.
Thanks, Ciara. When we come back, we have updates on the prison break in upstate New York. Sloth with us.